Weapons in law enforcement.
The lethal weapons that policemen use are the pistol sidearm and the shotgun.
The non-lethal weapons that policemen use are the taser, the nightstick, and pepper spray.
Policemen have the ability to use deadly force, for example, when fired upon.
The main reason policemen use tasers is to subdue someone who's posing less of a risk to them and the pedestrians around.
The origins of guns came from China.
China founded gunpowder, which was first used in fireworks.
Gunpowder was applied to cannons, which they would use to fire a large ball of metal at the enemy.
Later, the innovation in people came out, and they took the cannon and shrunk it down to a rifle that fires a smaller lead ball.
Even further down the road, they modified the gun so that it could be shot multiple times in a row.
The evolution of pistols in law enforcement started with the Samuel Colt.
The Texas Rangers were the first to adopt this gun, which was a great start in the evolution of weapons and the protection of pedestrians.
Next, the Smith & Wesson Model 1 came.
This product was big because it sparked an imagination into what our guns are today.
Next came the Colt 1911. This gun was very popular. It was used from 1911 to 1985 as the officer's standard issued gun.
The next major step was the Glock 17. This innovation to the pistol was so tremendous that the Glock 17 is the most issued pistol for law enforcers. It has a larger magazine and is very lightweight and affordable.
Policemen also carry shotguns. The only time they use this gun is in large groups or close indoor combat.
Also, if an officer can't open a door, he can use the shotgun to blow the lock.
Sometimes the criminal needs a scare. The sound of a shotgun over the pistol can sometimes scare the delinquent into coming out.
Also, when in a gunfight, it is easier to hit a criminal with a spray of shots rather than one bullet at a time.
Another non-lethal gun that law enforcers use is the rubber bullet or beanbag guns.
They mainly use these specialty guns when in a riot.
Mainly, shotguns were adopted into law enforcement because when riding around in the horse-drawn carriages, there was a stagecoach that carried a shotgun.
Police then realized how useful this product could be and started using them more often.
They then began to modify the shotgun so it was more mobile and easier to use.
Some of the modifications to the shotgun are adding clips, having more shots before reloading, and having them be semi-automatic over pump action.
The non-lethal weapons have been touted very heavily as being a life-saving mechanism. Whether it's a noisemaker, whether it's tear gas, pepper spray, tasers, all of that stuff, rubber bullets, you use them a lot more readily. So the downside to the non-lethal is there's almost carte blanche to use it whenever you want to, whenever it feels appropriate. Please taser them. Please taser them mid-conversation. To all witness reports, it was literally like I'm sitting here talking to the police, and one moment and all of a sudden they decided they wanted the conversation to end, so they turned him off. I don't actually like non-lethal weapons in the hands of police forces. They get used quicker and more voraciously. There is a place for it. I just don't think that there's enough of a limitation thus far on when they're getting employed. Yeah, it becomes a medieval torture and gets overused.
In this prototype design, Beretta claims to have invented a weapon that can deliver the same amount of non-lethal force to its target no matter what range it is. The test shows that the projectile hit with an impact of around 211 miles an hour, giving it enough energy to deliver sharp pain and a nasty bruise, but well within the less than lethal limit.
What's quite amazing is that our kinetic energy stayed constant. So what you see here are the two plots. The red plot would be the test from 50 feet, and the blue plot would be the test from 230 feet. So as you can see, they're very similar in nature.
The second round hit with a velocity of around 231 miles per hour, only slightly more energy than the first, and still well within the less than lethal